here's one. This is one that is by definition not going to last very long. I'm just going to jump right into it. The thing I remembered. So at some point I'm just going to build, because I taught myself how to use Blender, the 3D animation software that they use to produce Academy Award winning films. Yes, I taught myself how to use that. I'm not fucking crazy. I held jobs. I mean, whoever calls me crazy can't find a viable explanation for the fact that between February of 2021 and about July of last year, I was more than capable of holding a job. And what that really the problem that poses for them is essentially the problem of what's called legal competence. I guess I could, since I have one pulled up, but in legal terms, what is competent? Legal terms. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, what the fuck is happening? I kind of rushed this too because we're approaching shift change, and the guards.
Okay.
The guards. I would also rather not have fucking shitbag, but bitch, fucking bitch. Fuck them. I'm not dealing with it. Okay. Competence refers to an individual's mental capacity to understand and make rational decisions regarding specific matters such as legal proceedings, contracts, or personal affairs. It is the ability to comprehend the nature, consequences, and implication of one's actions or decisions in a legal context. So, the trickery that these maniacs have been up to, this fucking... and they're all clinically psychopathic. Like, you have to really, really understand that. Like, I'm not kidding you. You're talking about people with the most power are the most insane. Like, Ted Bundy level insane. Okay? You have to fucking get that through your head. So, what do they do? What does the devil do? They do this this mirroring thing, where whatever it is that they're up to, whatever crimes they're committing, they accuse you of doing. Okay, so the people who, and there's a lot of them, what they want is to label me as incompetent so that I cannot speak clearly and coherently in a rational manner about the facts related to my situation. And the facts are, and I'll actually, since I tagged Douglas County Sheriff's Office in this, hopefully they'll end up watching it if the criminals in charge will permit it. I posted a banner of George Floyd. Everybody at Douglas County Sheriff's Office knows my name and that I'm the one who did it. That's a fact. Okay. 2, as a consequence of that, the CIA and the FBI, utilizing the Department of Defense and black budget operatives, such as William Joseph Prettyman and Joshua Jordan Schroeder, they played this good cop, bad cop situation, which if you, again, sheriffs, you're familiar with confidential informants, you know exactly what kind of bullshit you tell these people to feed other people. And it works pretty well for criminally minded people, but guess what? They tried it on somebody who believes more in doing what is right than they do. That's a pretty big fuck up, if you ask me. It's a pretty big fuck up. Somebody who is willing to give their life for what is right. It's pretty serious fucking party foul. So I posted the banner in defense of the United States Constitution and the right to free speech. Okay. Subsequently, I was targeted by federal law enforcement. The targeting involved paying people of every variety to participate in an ongoing charade that lasted upwards of a year and a half, that almost led to, and this is how angry the cops in that county should be, because they felt as though the law enforcement of that county were just cannon fodder. They wanted to provoke me into doing something to harm somebody else, and that was their intention the entire time. That's what I'm going to get into in this post here. But the problem that they have in terms of mental competence, they can't explain how I was able to hold the management job at Quick Trip, which requires, at that time, required a competence test in terms of arithmetic that most people can't pass. A lot of people can't pass. I just applied when I went to Fox Ridge Drive in Shawnee to apply to work at Quick Trip. It was not my intention to become a manager. I gave them my resume and I took the test, and they invited me to be a manager. I applied to be a low level, just something. I was like, I can get a job. I know I can. And I did. And I held that job under duress, under working overnights, third shift, with legal requirements of attending upwards of often four or five meetings that were legally mandated during daytime hours when I would be required to sleep. On top of that, William Joseph Prettyman was getting, well, when I was not, I would only hang out with him whenever I was able to drink legally. So there were specific periods when I was able to get away with drinking. I should say it like that. Supervision prior to any sort of deliberation regarding, like I was using a blow monitor thing that takes your picture. I blew on my birthday. I blew false. I blew because I drank a beer, and I explained that had happened, and I just told them. I didn't try to deny it. I was just like, as a matter of fact, this is what happened. This is what honesty looks like. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. I'm not gonna say it was mouthwash or some shit that every other person gets away with. I told them straight up I had 3 beers on my birthday. Matter of fact. Josh Schroeder tried to get me to smoke weed. That's another story. But regardless, they were trying to incite violence. They were trying to push me to the point of breaking. I am still going through that situation. I am still enduring and encountering the maniacal tactics of gang stalking, technological fuckery, And the thing that I wanted to, again, I got to be quick about this because I only got like 20 minutes max. Wow. So I had a job at Quick Trip. I got a job repairing cell phones after I was fed human remains and discovered it. William Joseph Prettyman's private property. He fed me human remains. You're talking about people who are involved with people who are taking money to do things. Now, the specific thing, okay, and these are things that came up that I'm just like, I'm still piecing all the, because it was traumatizing. So piecing together the memories of these things. So I wrote this out earlier today, not that long ago actually. They're things that occurred to me to put into the timeline. By the way, this is a full text breakdown timeline, and I'm still remembering things. I'm like, oh, you gotta add this, you gotta add this, you gotta put this in here, this is relevant. These details are absolutely fucking important. And what I'm about to show you, what I'm about to tell you in particular, relates to the psychological psychological manipulation aspect, where they were gleefully taking joy in the fact that depriving me of my paternity, taking my children from me, was really the only thing they could do to get to me. And so I wonder if without, let's see, there might be some legitimacy to YouTube, maybe. The one shows the very first one. I just want to point out the facts that if you want, so you can go watch in its entirety. The full hour, if you're
the fact that my children
into it. But this 12-minute video, there's a particular piece, speaking of competence.
By my ex-fiance, and continues to hold them captive in an unknowable location through the consort of the Douglas County District Courts.
Alright, so in this, what I do is I go back over some of the details. This was several months ago when I was far less inclined, far less confident in restating this, because my belief at that point was that any movement was going to get me just screwed. So, oh yeah, this is important, by the way. So I'll just scroll through this and then I'll get to the grok thing. And fled, or at this point. So I cut off my fucking ankle monitor. It's a felony crime. Alright? Tell me why people who were so determined to fuck with me that they charged me with 4 fucking felonies carrying with it. If non-consecutive sentences were doled out on that, I would have been in jail for 20 years for sending text messages to my daughter and poetry about her dead hamster. Okay? Tell me why I committed a felony and they didn't pursue prosecution. If they wanted me that bad, why did they not pursue prosecution on a legitimate felony charge. So that's important, but then the part that I am specifically referring to, so when I made this, I was having audio problems, and I was using the video editing software, but
Not saying that because I know how crazy that sounds.
and when I mentioned that I called the school across the street to see if they had video of someone showing up at my house, she, like, in the video, she's also not alone in the room. You notice she looks up at someone while she's talking to me.
But I did contact Pete Dean. I live right across the street from the elementary school. And spoke with a very kind woman who said she'd be willing to look over their surveillance and let me know if they find anything.
Okay, so this is a video within a video within a video. I do apologize, but the thing about this is I'm talking about Sharon Zier of Burt Nash and her interactions with me during this recorded session. First of all, she's frantically taking notes as I'm giving her explanation or giving her details about the fuckery that involved them putting a GPS on me that didn't match the serial numbers, which I intended to. By the way, Douglas County Sheriffs picked that up off of my porch. I intended to what the fuck was I gonna say? Anyway, she starts I told her about that I was going to go across the street. I ended up calling them, and they said that they reviewed their cameras and they couldn't figure it out, or that there was no way of seeing. It isn't that it didn't happen, it's that they didn't have a camera that could prove that it happened. However, when I mentioned it, if you go to the full 1 hour, her whole fucking demeanor changes. And there's 2 points to this, because the first point is that when I said that I had suicidal ideation at one point, you recall that?
Recently, when you were in jail, or in the past?
November, in jail, I was...
By the way, she couldn't have known that unless she'd reviewed the Johnson County footage. So, I'm telling you, dude, there's a whole cadre of psychopathic power brokers involved in this, and they really, really just wanted to fuck with someone that I think they gave themselves the moral justification for it, because they didn't it's possible that some of them did not know the details about the George Floyd banner, and that they assumed that I was just a fucking actor. They're so fucking stupid and non-player character NPC level fucking bovine retard stupid people in power that they didn't even bother to think about the facts related to it. Hey, this is a communist tactic. It's textbook communism. Hey, I'm trying to stop communism. And their brains can't do it. And give me some more wine, Becky. So the first thing is that she wanted to. She was hinting. It was a dig. It was I was like, how can you not think that how can you not look at the facts of this and recognize that I'm being psychologically tortured?
Also convinced that if I lose my job, while I was in jail, this has gotten so convoluted and so fucked up that it begs the question as to how any rational person can look at the facts associated with this, any sensible rational person, and not recognize that I am being psychologically tortured.
Okay, I stopped my statement with saying, we're talking about being arrested, suicidal ideation, things of that nature. That's the subject matter. And I say with intensity, I say, how can you not see that I'm being psychologically tortured? And the first thing that this clinical psychologist says to me, watch, the first thing that comes to mind after I say I'm being psychologically tortured, the first thing she says, listen.
Are you still able to have visits with your children?
Knowing. So why would you bring that up? Why would you not follow up with a question that is related to the concept of being psychologically tortured, or in what way, like to expound upon the facts? No, her first thing that comes to mind is knowing that they're using my children as weapons against me, and she's gleeful about it. She smiles, she licks the inside of her cheek to try not to laugh. Watch.
We're going to find out. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
You see that?
Another part of it.
She's trying not to smile. She knows that she knows that she just did something really fucked up. And she's trying not to show that, because really inside her fucked up mind is, oh, psychological torture? Your kids got taken. We're gonna eat them and drink their blood. But she has to maintain this decorum, right? This is fucking every single leader. And guys, I'm telling you, the time has fucking come. And you got to start with Wall Street. It's been 14 years since Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street. It's time. It's fucking time. It's over, dude. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. How could you not want to? Your bread and circuses are really that great? How do you feel inside? Like, how is your soul doing? Really? When was the last time you cried? You know you can't eat money. You can't nourish your soul with fiat currency. Anyway, okay, the other point is at the end where I said, because she gets all uppity,
Call surveillance and tell them, hey, I'm staying later. You know, they can't authorize as it is. I mean, we're here to help you with your mental health.
So this is after I explained the situation with the camera and whatnot. I was like, and across the street, I'm going to go check and see if anybody came into my house. And her demeanor changed completely. She gets, instead of being a gleeful fucking psychopath, just basking in the glow of torturing me about the fact that my children were kidnapped, she goes, well, wait a second, what if... Watch.
Not necessarily deal with how this is affecting your mental health, but deal with how your mental health is contributing to the situation. And if you don't think it is, I'm not sure how we can help you.
Some psychologists, eh?
Well,
so there's that aspect, but then also there was the it was just prior to her saying
work what your schedule says.
Time how much in advance do you know, or is it just, hey, stay late tonight?
Day of, but be working off.
Sure, but I'm wondering if you can request a
The way that Shannon Brugge said it to me,
Shannon Brugge, sunken eyes. She's probably eaten like 20,000 children in her life.
it was it was bizarre. She repeatedly said, okay, if you find out, like, you'll.
Sorry, I want to get to a specific point.
What they're going to probably do.
I know this is annoying.
There's no determination made.
Well, I mean, say they work. It doesn't seem unreasonable that we would have to just call surveillance. If Jolene suggestion is that as being unreasonable, because it's not like.
Okay.
You see Jolene? She thinks. But that's a reasonable request to make. I would support that. Can't make the decision. Next, my question is, how are we going to help you? We can't help the situation as it is.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is related to the way, because you can see it's a certain point in the video that her demeanor changes from whatever that fucking demonic trance is to like this. Her demeanor changes from I'm doing the spinning plates, spinning webs thing, whatever the fuck this is. I'm like a leader of a fucking mental health place in a rural area of the country where we just fucking torture them just for fun. Just for fun. And then we kill them. Not fucking kidding, guys. And they're all in on it. And they love it. But she changes from that to, I want to be not associated with this anymore. Like this could be something bad. Like I could be, her demeanor changes. And it changes when, at the exact moment that I say there's somebody across there could be video evidence of somebody entering my house to leave a battery for my altered fucking. See? She's sitting back and now listen to what she says here.
This situation is because it's hard to say what's going on. Well, so, I can't say one way or the other.
And you're not
it's not for us to decide what's the truth here.
Are you? Well, that's absolutely correct. What the truth is what the facts bear out, and there's evidence that points to the facts. So, would you be willing to look over the facts? The evidence.
I have.
You could just go watch the whole thing. It tells the story. The way like a philosophical approach to life works is what in Occam's razor. What is the story that fits, that is most likely when you put all the details together? What is most likely? Okay, what is more likely to be the case? Could you be connecting dots where none ought to be connected, and you're just a conspiracy theorist, and there's no such thing as the Epstein list? And you're just stupid, even though the power brokers are the ones who are bona fide fucking retarded. And they're just mad because someone's calling them out. It's like you see somebody, like a good analogy would be, if you see somebody cheating. I remember sitting in the jail cell in Johnson County watching people play spades. I played a couple of hands, but I was mostly just like, yeah, whatever. Watch somebody drop a fucking card on the ground. And this is how human monkey brain fucking stupidity works. I'm like a bad guy for saying, hey, oh, you dropped a fucking card, didn't you? Not just like naive. Like, because what they fucking get up to when they play spades in jail is like some fucking ghetto fucking. A lot of people are just like slamming the cards, bending them, fucking shaving them, and using them to shave their fucking ass crack, like bona fide fucking retarded. Like when I played spades with my sister, when we played spades, it was like, what the fuck happened to this deck? Give me a fresh deck. In jail, they're like, they'll bend them and fucking throw them on the slam them down on the table, fucking throw them around, like things sometimes go so fast you don't even fucking know how to keep score. It's so retarded. And they cheat. The motherfuckers in there that'll drop their fucking cards on the ground and cheat. and like reuse, I don't know. So like me being like, oh, golly gee, like I'm a nice guy, like, hey man, you dropped a card on the ground. It's like calling out, it's like calling out somebody who's stealing something. Like, oh miss, you forgot to pay for that. Dumb, naive, fucking non-criminally minded person like me. And like the fucking, we're prey. People like us are prey. And the world is run by predators. Okay? And they love it. It doesn't make any fucking sense other than they're not human. Like, that is the only like sound, rational, baseline explanation I can give. It's for somebody to lack empathy to that degree. They must not actually be a human being. They're like wearing a fucking literally latex mask or something. Like the next psychopath you meet, try grabbing their face and see if it comes off. Just see if you can get a little, like, start tugging at it. Just see if you can get close to them, like, hey, I do face massages. See what they say. Because it's fucking, it's the only fucking explanation I can come up with. How could you be this fucking crazy? But I missed the point where
I have no idea what the fuck that's about. But is it going to be portrayed as a violation of some sort on the phone? This stuff is...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear about it. And typically someone's on GPS, and so I didn't hear anything about it. So, what did you make of that?
I thought it was strange. I came in my house wearing my dad toe shoes, and I walked up the stairs with those. Those are the only shoes I wear into my house because they're not really shoes. And I just thought it was very...
Notice the way she's supposed to be, she's like this clinician taking notes, right? Fucking whatever. She's not taking notes. She's writing on a notepad words that she's communicating with somebody else in the room. That's what's happening. So she's like, this motherfucker, as soon as I say, hey, they botched the battery drop, she gets mad, flips her fucking pad over and goes, what the fuck?
Very strange. I said, hey, I don't have a battery, and then it happened to be that it was at the bottom of the stairs. Perhaps it fell off. I mean...
You can put it in your house?
Well, did contact me. I would be willing to look over their surveillance.
Yeah, and that's the part where she's like, she looks over and she's like, there could be a camera? How bad did you guys fuck this up? And then she goes, I want to get to the part where she says, there's a point where she says, what is this? Is this something else?
Yeah.
Plausible deniability. As soon as the subject of her being caught enters as in the realm of possibility, even if it's a fraction of a possibility, her demeanor changes.
Well, so what do you think at this point?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well,
Or
it's
better
just-
than, because you're in a better position.
Well, I mean, this situation is, because it's hard to say what's going on.
Well,
And so,
if
I can't say one way or the other.
and you're not
It's
interested.
not for us to decide what's the
Well-
truth here.
I guess maybe I'm just misremembering, but like there's a legitimate like shift in tone, and I know you can see it unless you're fucking lying to yourself. Now, how did that happen? So fucking weird. Okay. The last thing. Oh shit! I'm almost out of time. So there's that. Okay, using that. Okay. Then there's also what I said today was okay. So prior to my paternity hearing, I was in the days and weeks leading up to it, I was required by law or by order or by mandate or by whatever the fuck fiat. The word is fiat. It's not by law. It's by fiat. It's by the dictates of a professional psychopath. In most cases, I don't know. Because my experience is with generally, specifically Douglas County, and then somewhat with Johnson County, I'm going to give everyone else the benefit of the doubt that they're not run by psychopaths. Because I don't have direct experience with it, and I am an empiricist. But I was required to meet with Catherine Barker, and God, that just bothers me. I was required to meet with Catherine Barker, and I said to Grog, my hypothesis is that these people are a gang of psychopaths in cahoots that take pleasure in psychological torture. That part's a fact. You can see it you don't even have to be a cop. Look at the COVID mandates. Like, everybody was a secret tyrant, just in wait. Like, walking into a fucking gas station, walking to a fucking gas station and having the clerk decide, hey, excuse me, sir, the owners of this establishment, the people who are generating revenue based on your patronage in this establishment, they have decided that I can tell you not to give us money if you're not wearing cloth on your face. That's supposed to prevent viral something, yada yada, that the TV told me. The eagerness with which, like, it's not just like these just happen to be people who actually had real fucking raw power, but everybody went crazy with it. And you can come out and admit that you did. You can just come out and say, hey guys, we really have a lot to talk about, and then start talking about it and do it genuinely and honestly. We need a lot of honest conversations. But until that happens, you're arranging chairs on the Titanic, man. You're polishing brass on the Titanic. It doesn't have to be this way. It fucking doesn't. Anyway, so when I walked in, I'm not gonna read this. I'm just gonna say what it says. Because, by the way, I looked up this statistic. People tend to speak, human speech is somewhere between 150 to 200 words per minute. So and then the amount of time it takes people on average to read is not commensurate with what it takes for someone to listen to someone speaking, which is why those two different media, the medium of written text and the medium of spoken speech, are so vastly different, and they interface with your mind in specific and unique ways. And people, I think, a part of my job is to explain how you must understand that reading a book, even if like some people like, what is it called? Erotic fiction. Like there are stories and books that are written for women just specifically so they can get horny. And it's fascinating, like the fact that you can do that. But anyway, Catherine Parker, Jew. I don't care. I don't care what the specifics are. Very Jewy. I don't know. But in recollection, in retrospect, thinking it through, she really had a very kind of sort of way about her. And that's racist as fuck for me to say that. And I guess perhaps racism towards Catherine Barker specifically is a risk I'm willing to take. But she was on her phone. Okay, so this was a, and again, at this point I'm like, I just want my kids back. I just want my kids back. I just want my kids back. Why did you take my kids? The meeting was scheduled. This is a scheduled interaction. You go to meet with a lawyer. You show up. I mean, I show up 15 minutes early to serious meetings. It's just a thing. Like I don't ever show up on time. So I might have been a little bit early, but I'm pretty sure I was like right spot on. And the secretary let me go into the office. Anyway, went into the office and I sat down waiting for her to get off the phone. And it was a personal phone call. And I recognized that, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm just, looking around. I even complimented her on the framed accolades, like the certificate for this and the award for that, and yada yada. And there's just a whole mess of them. Good for her. I bet it was hard. So is being homeless and targeted by psychopaths. But anyway, it didn't occur to me to think about the fact that the process began the way that it did until I started putting all these other pieces together. So I sit there it was about 60 to 90 seconds waiting for her to finish her phone call. And it's like, okay, yes, I love you too. And she hangs up. She doesn't apologize. She doesn't say, I'm sorry, I had to take that phone. Nothing like that. Nothing. She just says, oh, that was my son. Yeah, my son, this. She talks about her son for like 20 seconds after she hangs up the phone. And I was like, good for her. I was just like, it never occurred to me that her intention might have been, could have been. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying she didn't apologize for being on the phone. She was on the phone despite letting me come into the office. She could have just made me wait in the fucking lobby until she got off the phone. Do you know what I'm saying? But she wanted me to have this like moment of, oh yeah, kids. Like the parent and child relationship is an important relationship, and then I get to like gleam over the fucking fact of it just to kickstart the fucking interaction. So that in tandem with what I just showed you with Sharon Zier. And then the other big one, this is most likely a crime. I would implore you, if you are a legal practitioner, anybody investigating this, I would implore you to look for, I would have to email me, message me, whatever, death or liberty. Not kidding. I got in early on that one. Somebody had already taken liberty or death, but I got death or liberty at live.com, which I liked because it sounded like, and this was in 2007 or something, I liked because it was give me liberty or give me death, and then it's at live.com. Death or liberty at live.com. Can't make this shit up, guys. That is my fucking email. Email me. Death or liberty at live.com. Okay. Mark Simpson initiated the hearing in the judge's in the courtroom over Zoom. So there's two things. The exact day prior, 24 hours prior, there was a notice released to the public. Now, this is May or June of 2021. All the ups and downs of COVID, pretty much everybody had become familiarized with the aughts and the ought-nots of COVID. Tell me why. The 24 hours prior, the Chief Justice of Douglas County District Court released a public statement saying that people whose intentions it was to observe a public proceeding as a witness were not permitted to attend by going to the courthouse. They would have to procure other means of doing so the day before. So if, and I had thought about it, if there were people that I had, like I need witnesses, like if I had gone through the trouble of getting somebody to be a witness, that dictate fucking scribble fiat bullshit that chief, whatever the fuck his name is, issued for the entire county 24 hours prior to my paternity case would have made it impossible for there to be witnesses. Okay. Tack on the fact that exactly following that was my paternity case. The next day, it was the next morning. I still have all the emails. The hearing began in the courtroom where Zoom court shit still happens to this day. Zoom must have got a lot of fucking money from these communist fucking shitheads. Zoom must be raking it in because they came out. Nobody heard of it before COVID. It's like COVID and Zoom go together. Like penises and buttholes. COVID and Zoom are like joined at the sphincter. It began, and immediately following the beginning of the court hearing for my paternity case, Judge Simpson said, I'm going to have to take a recess because we're having audio recording issues. I learned this the hard way. How they keep, right? You think stenographers, there's not stenographers for fucking every single court something. They record the audio. And if somebody requests the audio, there's a court reporter who listens to the audio and transcribes it. In Douglas County, there was also somebody who was paid to fucking... I still have the falsified records. I guarantee you that if the physical records that I possess from that court hearing were compared to a different court reporter reporting using the exact same audio recording, that there would be, out of all the places that are not audible, because there's a lot of parentheses in there that say inaudible. And I guarantee you, whatever. So this, and I'm talking about the first hearing. So the paternity hearing that sorry, I got those mixed up. I was referring to requesting the transcription from the original hearing for the PFA hearing. That had a lot. That's the one that had a lot of inaudible stuff. Now what I'm saying is, because Judge Simpson during the paternity hearing, over almost a year later, because he immediately took a recess because the recording equipment was malfunctioning, and resumed the hearing in his chamber, in his fucking office. Okay, we're going to resume this paternity case in my office. I am willing to bet, no, I'm homeless, I have no money, I would bet that anybody with the ability or the capacity to request the audio transcription of my paternity case would not find one. They will not find audio of it. And the reason for that is that Joshua Jordan Schroeder, who was in this, the whole reason all of this, he was working on behalf of the FBI and CIA to try to fucking make me into something. He was a witness. He acted as a witness. And they had to finagle some on-the-fly fucking bullshit to get him to be a witness for me. Plausible deniability. So I guarantee you, and I don't know the date, but Ryan Swift versus Kara Gully paternity case. 21 DM fucking 037 or some shit. I can't remember what it is, but I would bet my testicles at this point that you won't be able to find. And if you do, it's like it's not recorded in any official capacity. It's not like if you find a recording that a non-biased court reporter could provide a transcription for, it will not be a recording that was taken in the typical fashion that it ought to have been taken, which there better be laws fucking governing that shit. If there's not specific state laws governing how court procedures are recorded, good lord, we're in trouble. But anyway, yeah, so Judge Simpson, I called him the N-word. I'm trying to refrain. I'm like quitting nicotine, except I'm quitting the N-word. I'm trying to quit the N-word. So I called him a Nevs, because I know. I just fucking know. Guys, I know. I know. You know I know. And if I mean, I could just keep going. Because as far as I can tell, you haven't, like, I don't know whose decision it is to call off these gang stalkers. I don't know whose choice it is to make. But I mean, like, that would be the first step. Would be the first step in me shutting the fuck up. Would be to have any sense the slightest sense of confidence. And again, I'm telling you, it's preternatural, my ability to fucking analyze human behavior. None of these bovine fucking retards know how to do what you think they're doing, or what you think they ought to be doing, or what you're telling them to do, or what you're paying them to do, especially the army guys. So you can make it stop. Anyway, 55 minutes and 55 seconds. I think I'll stop there. I gotta go pee. Grok 3 Summary Part 4. Part 4. Tuesday, July 15th? No. Wait, did I? Hold on. July 15th? Ooh, what's this? How about Anne Frank? Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I'm good. What the fuck? What am I doing? I'm trying not to fuck up my dates, is what I'm trying to do. Hold on. Today's Tuesday? You know what I should be doing? Oh, that one's hilarious. What are the 3 branches of government again? I know it's pedophiles and corporations, but what's the third one? That's fucking good. Oh, I did write 14th. Okay, so 14th. Today's the 15th. Okay. I just had to check on something because I was... yeah. Whatever. Bye. Bye, Becky. We'll pick back up talking about communism and whatnot. Yeah. Love you.